It's always going to get you. We can't avoid evil. No human being does. Everybody gets it. But you can mitigate it if you recognize it. And what I'm seeing in America is this. We have now a political movement, the progressive movement, the far-left movement, that wants to destroy all traditions in America. They believe we're a racist country. And we're evil. That the United States is evil because of slavery and because of Jim Crow and the white guys have all the power. You heard it. It goes on and on.
Yep.
Okay? So they said, you're going to blow it all up. All right, this is Mandani. And then we'll start over again. We'll let all the criminals out because it's not their fault they punched some old lady in the mouth for drug money. No, society made them do that. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be punishing them. All right. So then when you get kind of that misguided philosophy and you get it into the mass media, which is now easy to do because of this,
yep.
That's what happened to Charlie Kirk. All right. You got a problem.
All right, joining me today is the host of No Spin News and legendary broadcaster Bill O'Reilly. How do you feel about legendary broadcaster Bill O'Reilly?
One step from the grave. That's what that is. Icon, legendary. That means, we know he's not going to be around much longer. We'll be nice to him.
Also Long Island guy. My parents always see you at the beaches of Long Island at those restaurants on the water. So you're living the good life. Come on.
Well, we work very hard, though. I've been in this business 50 years, 50, and I'm working as hard today as I've ever worked. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
And for people that don't know this, I've mentioned this a couple of times when I've had you on. The first television show I ever did, you were number one. You were the number one show you were the number one show in cable news history at the time. And you had some kid named Dave Rubin on about 15 years ago, literally the first TV appearance I ever made. So I always thank you for that. Let's dive in. Because how many books is this for you? Do you even know at this point how many books you've written?
Well, we've had 20 number one bestsellers. Confronting Evil opened up number one on the New York Times list. That makes 20. And that's a world record that'll never be broken. And it's not that I'm so great. It's just that people don't read nearly as much as they used to. The second guy who's behind me is Bob Woodward. He's had 14 nonfiction number ones. So I think we're safe at 20. Evil doing really, really well. Not a gentle book. Not an Oprah recommendation book. You'll learn a hell of a lot if you read it, that's for sure. And people need to know that evil is pretty much everywhere now.
All right. Well, I want to spend most of the time talking about the book, and then we'll get to a couple of the issues of the day. I would say you're probably right that no one will beat the 20 because New York Times probably will not even exist as an institution in a couple of years from now. So just the math doesn't even work out for anyone to beat you. But Confronting Evil, I thought the title is great. It's clean. It's straightforward. And the book is about how societies basically fall to the wrong people, the wrong ideas. Kind of timely relative to, say, a New York City mayor who's a communist about to take over?
It's timely because it came out September 9th. The next day I got up, Putin's lobbing missiles into Poland. Putin's on a cover with Mao Zedong and Hitler and Ayatollah. And then 4 hours later, Charlie Kirk's assassinated. And when I was doing interviews in support of the book, people going, that's just eerie. That your book would come out and the next day, all of this stuff, all this hell would break loose. And it struck me hard because I'm not Nostradamus, but I did put this book on the board a year ago because our books take a year to research and write. Because I saw it, the elevation of evil, not only in America, but all around the world. And that good people were looking away. They didn't want to get involved. Once that happens, and it happened in the 1930s, here they come. And very, very hard to stop evil once it gets established.
So that actually was the next question I wanted to ask you. The good people looking away portion. It's so much of what is evil now seems to have burst forth and be fairly obvious to, I think, people on our side of the aisle. But what would you say? What is the marker for the people that just think it's going to pass by them? Is that just built into humanity, that it's just like, bad things are happening, I'll just bury my head in the sand and keep going? Or do you think there's something?
Yeah, the mentality is not going to happen to me. So I can build a wall, a bubble, and I can live in that, and then they're not going to get me. And why do I want to get involved with some messy thing down the block or some neighbor who's selling narcotics? But it's always going to get you. We can't avoid evil. No human being does. Everybody gets it. But you can mitigate it if you recognize it. And what I'm seeing in America is this. We have now a political movement, the progressive movement, the far left movement, that wants to destroy all traditions in America. They believe we're a racist country. And we're evil. That the United States is evil because of slavery and because of Jim Crow and the white guys have all the power. You heard it. It goes on and on.
Yep.
Okay? So they say, you're going to blow it all up. All right, this is Mandani. And then we'll start over again. We'll let all the criminals out because it's not their fault they punched some old lady in the mouth for drug money. No, society made them do that. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be punishing them. All right. So then when you get kind of that misguided philosophy and you get it into the mass media, which is now easy to do because of this, that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. All right, you got a problem.
So when
the good people have to be more assertive.
Right. Is the problem that the average good person, it just never happens until it's too late? You know, there's always a couple people raising.
Yeah, not everybody, but a lot of people are apathetic. There's two divisions of people who aren't. I put the level of evil in this world at 15%. 15% of people just born bad. That's Cain and Abel in Genesis. Mm-hmm. That story's there for a reason in the Bible. 15% are evil. They're going to hurt you. And they're not going to feel bad about hurting you. The other 85, they got a decision to make. Am I going to be good or am I going to sit it out? Okay? More and more people are sitting it out for two reasons in the United States. Number one is apathy. They're just apathetic. It's like overwhelmed. I can't do anything about it. I got to do what I got to do, and so what if that happens? And the other is stupidity, and I use stupidity as a blanket word. You may not be stupid IQ-wise, but if you don't seek knowledge, if you don't know anything, then you're going to get it right between the eyes. And public schools do not teach history or civics. They don't teach right or wrong at all. They're woke. They're pushing stuff that's insane. And these students are hearing all this garbage, and they're not hearing a counter to it. And I believe one of the reasons that I've been so successful as a best-selling nonfiction author on earth is because I am a counter to it. I will tell you the truth. I'm not an ideologue. I don't bother with parties, but I do bother with fact-finding and telling you, here's really what's true. You don't get that in schooling, so therefore these kids get out in the real world, they don't know anything.
If you're tired of the mainstream media circus and want more honest conversations, go check out our media playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a wide variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.